We're going to continue off of where we stopped on Monday, which was knee on stomach. Well, quick review. When you're doing knee on stomach, it's more like a tripod. You have 3 points where your weight's going to be at. Your foot, both of your feet, and your knee right here. The knee you want it diagonal, kind of pointed towards between his shoulder and his ear. You don't want it completely like this, perpendicular to your opponent, because you got your weight on his hip, and he'll be able to breathe. You want your knee pointed that way. Your feet here being used so you can drive your hip into your opponent, making this uncomfortable for him. You can see on his face he doesn't like this. All right, so you got a good knee on stomach. You're either controlling him where it's parallel, you got to grip him on this side, or over here by his pant leg, or you're doing the opposite, where you're going across his body and you're driving into him. That's fine. The first move we're going to show today is going to be the baseball choke. I showed you guys last time, which was the arm bar, with the close arm and with the far arm. Well, today's going to be the baseball choke. You're trying to do something to your opponent, you're riding here, he starts to push, he starts to pull, but he's not really protecting his neck. He's too worried about your knee on his solar plex. The baseball choke is a little similar to the cross collar choke. Cross collar choke, you're going in like this. The baseball choke is called the baseball choke because you're holding his collar just like a bat. So, and essentially, you're going to prop up his collar right here, his lapel, and this hand will go in with the thumb in. Boom, thumb in, and you're going to grab the back of his gi right here. Boom. Make sure your wrist is straight. This right here should all be straight. You don't want it bent down or anything, because one, if you end up falling, you might hurt your own wrist, and the other thing is you don't have power. So you want this straight, and you want to go deep towards the center, middle of his spine. You all right? I know I'm putting a little weight on you. All right. Boom. So you're going to go right deep right here, and you're going to hold. Keep that nice straight line. This hand right here, you're going to dig in like that. So I'm going to slide it slide it across his neck, and I'm going to try to go as close as possible to my other grip with this right here. And the moment I grip that, I want to pull this up a little bit, because again, I want my wrist to be straight. Boom. Now, the next step, you don't necessarily have to do, but I like to do because it works much better. This knee here that's going to come off, automatically I'm going to put it across his arm here. Why? Because I don't want him to start pushing. Instead of letting go of my knee, he starts pushing my arm. Because the baseball choke is essentially going to be like a scissor going across his neck. So if he keeps this arm from closing, he'll have time to hip his hip escape and give himself room and be able to breathe. I don't want that. So the moment I have this here and I get ready to do the choke, this knee's going to slide, boom, right on his arm. This right here is going to stay stiff. This elbow that's across his chest, this one right here, is going to be going in, in, in. I'm going to drop my head and I'm going to start going on a north and south position with me. As I'm going to that north and south position, I got my weight all on his body and my head's going here. As it's going here, it's going to close in and he'll tap. You're right. Good. That makes sense? Cool. Let me show it to you guys again. You come around here if you need to see a little better. So I got my opponent. You know, I can go for the arm bar or go for the close one, but he's just not defending his neck. So the same thing applies. Boom. I'm going to open. This is open here. I'm going to go in. I grab. I got my wrist nice and straight. My arm's nice and stiff. This one here, I'm going to put on his chest. Boom. I grab that there. I bring that in while I'm putting my elbow on his chest here. You see how he breathes out? Because now I'm putting a lot of weight here. Not only am I driving my weight with my knee, now I'm driving my weight with my elbow on his shoulder as well. And the moment I start doing that, this knee drives through here. Boom, I start dropping my weight. Look at his face. You can notice it's already starting to become difficult for him to breathe. Boom, I start coming around. He taps. The idea there is I'm holding and I'm closing that in. I'm not letting my hand slide. You don't want it to slide. You want to cut his head off. That's the idea there. That makes sense? Lay down here so you can see. Yeah. Boom. Same thing as I said before. You got your knees diagonal because I want to be driving my weight into my opponent. I'm planted here where I got my base low. I don't want to be going over where he's going to roll me over. I want to be back here, but I want to be able to hold and drive in. He's giving me this option here the whole time. Boom. I'm just going to switch, drive that until my thumb and my knuckles are on the ground. Next thing, this one here, I'm going to go under, boom, drive through, and grab that baseball style grip. I bring my wrist in, it automatically starts to become uncomfortable for him. When I'm going to pop out to slide my body out, I slide my body out, but it goes over his arm. Boom. I drive here, I drive my weight, I start coming around, and you see how quickly he taps.
It's tight.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
You guys good? Partner up. You partner with her, and